Be useful.
Yeah, my parents are the same way.
Mm,
Also, depending on when I go there, like for Christmas,
yeah.
that's a big thing in the family. Like the whole house is redecorated, and all the foods that takes a lot of time to make.
Yeah.
Like all the kinds of things people don't make anymore and just buy. My mother makes everything, and if I'm there, I'm also making everything.
The hell.
It's okay, but there's a lot of shit they want me to do.
Yeah, I understand.
It's almost like you never do anything around the house, so now when you're here, you need to do shit for us.
Yeah.
Kind of disregarding that they haven't lived there for 15 years.
Like, and it's still like, my father was like, or my mother asked me, like, oh, you should go out and whatever, like, Jacob, or my mother said, like, oh, Jacob, can you go buy some groceries? And I'm like, um, yeah, well, I guess I could, but why can't you just take the car? I said. And then she's just like, well, or she didn't respond to. She was like, oh, well, I'm gonna use the car. And I'm like, well, why can't I borrow the car afterwards? Like, get groceries afterwards? Because it's like 15 minutes walk to grocery shop, 15
Yeah.
back, and carrying that shit. So I was like, well, I could just like take the car afterwards. And then my father comes up like, oh, Jacob, why didn't you do that for mom? I'm like, what? And then he became like sort of pissed. And I explained to him like, why should I do it? I don't know.
Or you could do it after.
Yeah, sort of. It's like, oh, you gotta do it now, and like he didn't have a good response for it either. So
What are they? FI people?
no, ESFJ, ESFJ, ISTJ. So yeah, there's very much SI, and SI is fucking cancer. I fucking hate it. It's like always like, oh well, it used to be like this back in the days. Like, and my father especially, like, if I go NE in some way, he doesn't buy it. Like, as long as I can't prove to him that the method is reliable because it's been used earlier, I can like never convince him. That's fucking annoying.
I'm pretty sure one of my brothers is ENTP and the other one I don't know, but he is intuitive. It's like we go random, the three kids, and my father laughs his ass off because he thinks it's hilarious, and my mother is like, "Oh my god, you're dumb."
So, what personality types are there in your family?
I don't know. I know that my father and my middle brother, I think they're the same, but I can't tell what it is.
Hmm. So you think they're the same?
Yeah, they're really similar in many ways.
Okay.
It's like his mini me or something.
Mini Sue.
And I've considered that my mother is ISFJ, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. That was like the first thing I did as soon as I found out about MBTI. I was like, okay, I gotta test my parents. Like, who are you?
Well,
Reveal yourself.
I'm pretty sure she's SF at least.
Okay. Which means she SF. Yeah. But you're not sure if she's FE or FI?
I think she's FE.
Mm. I prefer FE over FI most days. Like, I really have a hard time with FI. I always seem to hurt them in some way.
She's really temperamental.
Mm.
And she can be unreasonable, like immediately, but she...
Yeah, fucking everybody with the lack of TI can be really like that.
Yeah. And with like when the rest of the family do the same shit they always do, she's as surprised as if it was the first time every time when we do dumb shit.
That sounds like my mother as well. It's like they're so in the presence, or they just relate to one fucking cause, and I'm like, you gotta see the big picture. This is a recurring theme, and they're like, what are you talking about? You just don't get it.
Fiskpinnar idag.
Oh, dun, dun. And
Kraft börjar in i ton.
Lud. And also, like, trying to explain MBTI to sensors is like, they just have no interest in it. Like, they don't understand the application of it, so they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. Like, they don't, I don't know, they just don't get it.
I looked at it, she can't be ISFJ.
Can't be, why?
TE polar.
And she's not TE polar?
No, that she can't be. She puts a handle on everything.
But I don't know about that. I'm pretty skeptic about all the polar thing, because I still think that, like, individual people can have individual strength. I don't know.
Maybe.
Du ser hans fiskpinnar.
Det blir nog bra.
Potatis. Och så mjölk också.
But salt milk.
När du är här då.
Cool.
Dricker nästan 3 liter varje dag.
3 liter, nej. Typ 1,5.
Ja, mer än så.
Nej.
Jag köper 2 stycken 1,5 liter så sen är de nästan slut.
Så ska jag.
Nästan 3 liter.
Mjölk är bra.
Nothing else.
Nej, jag tror det är bra så.
Okay, I also consider the ESFJ, and that makes more sense.
ESFJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're common. Commonplace.
Yeah. Leading with FE, that makes a lot of sense.
I have trouble with people leading with FE.
A lot of people have problems with my mother.
I just know that, like, I have problems with my mother, she's the lead FE. I have problems with my sister, she's the lead FE. I have problems with Liz, she's lead FE.
But you said ISFJ.
No, ESFJ. That's like
Oh,
FE.
okay.
FE downs I have problem with.
And she's super explosive. And bipolar. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why my mom's like, what is it? Nah, yeah. And they'd be like, well, Jacob, you can't say that. You don't know that already. And I'm like, oh, yes, I do, Mom.
How does your mother react when she loses something important?
How do you mean with losses? Like emotional loss or materialistic loss?
Like if she believes she has lost the house keys or something. That must have happened at some point. Or car.
Jacob, have you seen my house keys?
Yeah, but does she just ask, or does she has like a strong reaction to it?
Strong reaction. Definitely. No doubt about it.
Slight panic.
Yeah, slight panic. But why do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about things my mother usually has strong reactions to. Especially one time, I think I was 6 years old or something, and for a moment, like we was in the middle of a shopping center or something.
Yeah.
And for a moment, she thought she had lost her wallet, and she was like, "Oh my God, I lost my wallet!" really loud. And 2 seconds later, she put her hand in her pocket, and there it was.
Standard. But I can be sort of similar as well, I think. Except I don't find them. I just lose them and then they're gone for a while. I thought I lost my lol. Did I checkmate? Okay, cool. I thought I lost my keys when I went back to my hometown, and I was like,